Welcome back. Time for tying Michigan's best trout flies again for our winter session here. If you can see, I don't know if you can see what's going on behind me, but we're in the process of getting 2 to 6 inches of snow. The wind chill's 16 degrees, so it certainly feels like a fly tying day to me. Here it is, December 5th. Winter hasn't started yet, so we have a lot to look forward to. But we're going to start off this session with a brand new pattern, relatively new. It's a combination of several different things, and I have to give credit to Mr. Jim Dubis from Wyoming, who suggested that I do this type of pattern. It's a tilt wing style of parachute with a little bit of a twist to it, and he suggested to name it the Predator, which I thought was a really good name because it's going to come at fish from 3 different angles. It can be taken as an emerger, as a dun, and also as a spinner. Interesting. So we're going to get started now, and I'm going to do this one on a size 14. I've got a size 14 dry fly hook in the vise, and I'm going to tie this in a dark color combination, a mahogany, so to speak. You could tie this fly anywhere from a 10 to an 18 and use it for ISOs, for Hendricksons, for little mahoganies, even for the sulfur spinner fall. The Predator, and this is brand new. I haven't field tested it yet. So if you have an adventuresome spirit, tie some of these up, try them out in the spring, and let me know how they work for you. So to tie our Predator, I'm using a size 14 hook. Now this style of fly you can tie from 10 to 18 probably, would make sense. A darker color, imitating ISOs, Hendricksons, little mahoganies, maybe sulfur spinners, so on. But if you want to change the color pattern and imitate other styles of different various mayflies by color, that's fine. This is the one I chose to do the example with. So it's a darker version, and I'm using a 6/0 tobacco brown thread, and we're going to just take that all the way back to the bend. And when we get to the bend, we're going to put in a little bit of a tail made from some medium Pardot. Good stuff. You see the natural barring on that. I really like that. And this is going to make the tail and half of the trailing shuck at the same time. So we'll just put that in about the length of the hook, approximately. And you don't have to get too ticky-tacky about the length of the tail and the shuck and so on. Not going to make any difference to the fish. And we're going to secure it right about there. The body is going to be made out of some deer hair that's somewhere between medium shade and dark shade, like this. I'll just take out a little section of that. If you've seen other videos of mine, you've seen how we attach this. It's the same way as you put a body on a Roberts Drake or a couple other patterns that we've done. Just so that this extends past the bend a ways. We're going to use that to finish off the trailing shuck. And right about there at the wing position, we trim it and attach it with a couple firm wraps up front, and then looser wraps toward the back, still snug but looser. And then when we get to the bend, we just cinch it down. You see it'll flare out right there. We want that flare because that flared deer hair, along with the tail, the Pardot, makes a nice imitation of the trailing shuck. So that gives it the emerger style of that we're looking for. But now I'm going to use a little bit of dubbing here on the thorax, and I'm just using some a reddish brown or mahogany dubbing. You can use, you know, whatever dubbing you want. It doesn't matter the style or the brand or any of that sort of thing. I like the fur, so I use a fur. This one just happens to have a little bit of flash in it. It's Hare's Ear Plus from Hairline, but you know, that's not necessary. You can use whatever you like there, that just in that similar color scheme. And now here we're going to attach our tilt wing. Same thing. We're going to use a little piece of that same deer hair that we used for the body, and this wing is going to be, oops, I got a little long one there. We can pull out. That wing is going to come back to just past the bend of the hook, so it looks like the dun. It gives you an impression of a wing. So we'll trim it there, and then attach it there, so we have a nice proper length wing there. Just a couple wraps will hold it in place. Bring the thread up there and put the hackle on. Like that. Now here, if you want, you can throw on a little bit more dubbing. And then the hackle goes beneath that wing assembly. A number of wraps. A number of wraps. And like that. And we're going to tie it off. But now that doesn't complete our fly as it normally would. As remember, we're going to give an imitation here of a spinner also. So we're going to take this out of the vise. We're going to finish the head first, but then take it out of the vise. And trim that hackle so it gives the appearance of a spent wing. We'll just take a minute and do that. Sorry this is off camera, but when you trim it, it takes on the shape of a spent wing. So now you have the emerger, the wing that will show if a fish needs to eat the duns, and the spent wing if they're keying on that. So tie some of these up and try them out. Let me know how you do, because this is a brand new pattern. I think it's going to be very successful. Enjoy it, and we'll see you the next time.